When it comes to paranormal investigation, few names are as renowned as Ed and Lorraine Warren. Whether you buy into their claims or believe in ghosts, hauntings, demonic entities, and possessions, the stories from the Warrens will at least give you pause. And even the largest skeptic has experienced a chill or two touring the Warren Supernatural Museum. With an entire life's history of supernatural investigations to choose from, it's not surprising that the Warrens became the topic of a major Hollywood horror franchise, including a plethora of spin-offs creating what is now known as the Conjuring universe, with the third main installment having recently released to theaters and HBO Max. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, once again starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine Warren, takes place several years after the second Conjuring film. Now set in 1981, the film tells the story of Arnie Johnson, played by Rory O'Connor, who was tried for murder of his landlord in the first ever documented court case in America, where the defense plead innocence due to demonic possession. After an exorcism performed on 11-year-old David Glatzel, younger brother of Arnie's girlfriend, forced the demon to retreat from David into Arnie, Arnie later kills his landlord and is put on trial. The Warrens, historically and in the movie, were large proponents for Arnie's innocence due to possession, and the film's depiction of their investigation sends them on another horror-filled adventure. While the story was written by James Wan, who also still produced, the directorial reins were taken over by Michael Chavez, who previously helmed The Curse of La Llorona, one of the more critically panned additions to the Conjuring franchise. Chavez doesn't redeem himself much here either, as The Devil Made Me Do It is the weakest of the three mainline Conjuring films. Lacking the subtle suspense and tension present in the first two Conjuring movies, and more straightforward in its presentation, this is possibly the least scariest film in the entire Conjuring universe. While the story is fascinating, the movie focuses little on the actual court proceedings, which makes sense as the judge in real life never allowed the possession defense to be presented in court. The movie, as with the rest of the series, tweaks the facts to create a horror film, and while this is expected, this film suffers more than its predecessors from straying far from the actual history of the case. With the possession itself used to get Arnie to the courtroom, everything that follows takes the Conjuring franchise away from hauntings and demonic entities and dives more into the mythos involving witchcraft, which can effectively be intertwined with Satanism and the demonic to horrifying effect, but is not done so here. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson give solid performances and are right at home in the roles of Ed and Lorraine, and while their loving relationship has always been the powerhouse behind the Conjuring films that keeps you rooting for their characters to win, it's not enough to scavenge all of The Devil Made Me Do It's flaws. Simply put, the film squanders its most interesting premise to take the franchise in a different direction that doesn't pay off, and is the dullest of the three Conjuring films with the least amount of scares. Yes, it's still better than the majority of the series' lackluster spin-offs, but it fails to capture what made Conjuring 1 and 2 so good. I give The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, 2.5 out of 4 stars.